Hello, welcome to the GPTV Carnegie Report for July. My name is Leo Samuel.
And I'm Aviv Samuel.
Welcome Aviv to this month's edition. This month's feature, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a load of offerings to talk about, some recent sales, some market activity, and also a bit about the election that's just been last weekend. But before I do any further, let me introduce you to this handsome chap. Comes from a good line of genetic codes, and that's my brother Aviv Samuel. Welcome aboard.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate to be a part of this July segment of GPTV Carnegie.
So we thought we'd bring Aviv onto the segment for this edition, as my partners Philip Kingston and Gary Peer are both away. And it's great to have you on today's segment, Aviv. And before we go down and cover off on the listings and stuff, why don't you tell us a bit about how long you've been in real estate and where were you before and what made you come on board?
Sure, no problem. So I've been in real estate for just over 6 years now. My background is I actually worked for Flight Centre for many years in retail and crawled my way up into the corporate position. And then after a while, you approached me and told me to get on board into real estate. And then I got approached by Gary. And 6.5 years ago, decided to make the move, and here I am.
So what do you love about real estate the most so far, Viv?
What don't I love? I love everything. I love meeting people. I love auctions. I love life, just the energy of people around me. It's a really interesting field to be working in.
No, definitely. I can definitely vouch for that. And what people don't really know about Aviv is that he's my younger brother. Us Samuel boys, we're one of four boys. I'm the oldest of the four. Usually the height gives it away because I am the shortest. And Aviv is number 3 in line. And 6 years younger than me. But don't tell our mother that we talk about our age. But Aviv definitely kicking big goals out in the southeast suburbs and Carnegie in particular. And great to have him as a top member of our Carnegie office. And we'll talk more about some of his listings and his achievements later. But before we talk any further, I should mention that my handsome brother is definitely coming off the market because he's getting married. Aviv, what's the date?
That's right. Sunday the 28th of August 2016 is a big day for my
He's even got the date planned, the year as well. Counting like the anniversary is like mine, nearly 9 years. But Aviv, congratulations to you and Dora on the forthcoming wedding. Looking forward to sharing your celebration with you. But ladies and gentlemen, now let's talk about some of the offerings, some great sales we've had. But look, I can tell you, we'll talk about the election outcome later on because we don't actually have an outcome for the election from last weekend. Very close indeed, it seems.
That's right.
But the market for July, Gary Peer and Associates, forthcoming, got some good listings. But the sales, well, let's cover off some of the June sales that we had, Aviv. The first one we'll talk about is the property at 48 Darling Road, where Gary Peer and myself filmed last month's edition there. Tell us a bit about that auction day, Aviv.
That was an amazing auction. We actually had 3 bidders on the day. It was a really cold,
Freezing, wasn't it?
winter morning, and Leo did a great job. We ended up passing the property in, and we had an outcome within half an hour of the auction.
Yeah, so what happened there, just to elaborate on the story there, so we had 3 bidders participating with the bidding. We were close to the reserve price. We passed the property into the highest bidder. The buyer actually had the first right at the reserve price, and they chose not to buy the property at that point of time. We then approached the underbidder, who was hanging back in the crowd, and funny to say that the actual buyer, who was the second highest bidder during the course of the auction, ended up being the successful bidder for an undisclosed price, but I can say that it sold towards the top end of our price guide at the time. Another sale we'll cover off on the same day, we had that Unit 5 at 78 Mooney Road, Carnegie, which was your listing. Aviv, tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, a great property situated near the back of the block in a block of 6. 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, in a great position of Carnegie. This property went to auction, ended up passing in. Throughout the course of the campaign, we had a lot of groups through. We were expecting interest to be in the vicinity around that sort of low to mid 7s. Well, pretty much after the property passed in, we got back. Well, actually,
it passed in. So yeah, I remember because I did that auction. We passed it in at $710,000. The buyer sort of came back with a later offer at that point of time, and the reserve was $765,000. Nothing happened within sort of an hour after the auction. What sort of happened that afternoon?
So I went back to the office and started calling back a few buyers that had inspected the property throughout the campaign. Some buyers' feedback was their perception was going to go fly well north of what the range was quoted, so they ruled it out.
Yeah, sometimes that happens a lot, where people think, they see a price guide and they just don't want to come on auction day because they think it's going to sell for so much more. And in this instance, when we passed the property to this buyer and they came back with a later offer, strategically we told the vendor, look, let's just let this buyer go. and let's put it for private sale. But lo and behold, that afternoon after hitting the file again,
We actually had two parties that came back for a second look, and we were successful to end up selling the property for the asking price.
of $765,000. Congratulations to both buyer and seller there. Some other sales that we'll cover off on was that amazing auction that Adam Josky had from the office at 3 at 9 Madden Avenue, Carnegie. I was in Singapore at a study conference, so I wasn't there for the auction, but I believe Aviv, Philip Kingston was on full show there, and even Sky News got the chance to film that as a live streaming segment, which they hold under sponsorship from realestate.com. But so tell about that auction result for that 2-bedroom villa unit.
Well, I've got to say, what a crowd it was, and fantastic. We had a coffee van there. A lot of people came just for the coffee, I think, personally. But as a result, we had multiple bidders. Hit the reserve quite early, declared it on the market.
What was the figure there? What were they expecting the vendors?
Expecting just around the high fives for that one.
So anything sort of north of 600 would the vendor's dream price?
Oh, definitely. They would have been wrapped with that. And as a result, multiple bidders. It was great to have a team of agents from Gary Peer and Associates from all offices that were there, especially the team from Carnegie, assisting buyers with their bidding. And as a result, we achieved a price, I believe,
New precedent, maybe.
New precedent for these units in Carnegie.
So two-bedroom villa unit there. The eventual selling price was $702,000, and as I mentioned just before, vendor would love to have seen something with a 6 in front of it, and a great outcome. And congratulations to Adam and his team there. Another result we'll cover off on was Nikki Janover's listing at 20 Lloyds Avenue in Caulfield East. A fabulous offering that was brought to the market. Caulfield East, not much comes up in that pocket, quite a tightly held area, which we've always talked about in our GP TV Carnegie segments, but we've had the pleasure of selling a lot of period homes, especially in Caulfield East this calendar year in 2016. And 20 Lloyds Avenue, a fabulous period home of 4 bedrooms. What a result this was. You want to sort of talk about that one, Aviv, what you know from the outcome?
I'll tell you what, it was a multiple bidding auction as well, and the price, it's setting a new precedence for the area, just under 1.7 for that property.
So we had a reserve price of $1.4 million, and just shows you the lack of supply for good period home and the demand. $1,690,000 for a period home in Caulfield East, a new precedent as well, and congratulations definitely to both vendor and seller, and congratulations to Nikki on that fabulous achievement, on that sale result.
But I just want to say one other thing as well. It's just amazing in terms of Caulfield East, the growth in that area in the last 6 months. Just want to go back as well about that sale that sort of set a new precedence for the area, number 4 St Vincent's.
Yeah, so 4 St Vincent's Street in Caulfield East we sold at the beginning of the year, which was an unrenovated period home on just under 400 square metres. We were hoping at the time for high 8s to 9, and that for an unrenovated home sold for just under 1.2, which smashed the reserve out the park.
Right.
And then we talk about the lack of supply of other offerings around in the area. Then this one, literally Lloyds Avenue, came up there for a renovated one. We thought obviously around high 1.3s to 1.4, which was the reserve for that one in Lloyds. And then sort of, the price there, $290,000 above reserve. So the demand for period homes, and we've been selling them really well at Gary Peer and Associates, and we always wish we have more homes like that. But in saying that, here we are at our feature property, 75 Grange Road, Caulfield East. We've been entrusted to sell this home, a fabulous offering on behalf of a great client of ours. And what a beautiful home this one is, Aviv. Cover off on it a bit, why don't you?
Well, it's a beautiful home. I love it. From the minute that I walked in, I really felt that this is something special. The extension that was done in this home, especially with the second level, it's with a great orientation. As you'll see in a minute, as you sort of walk right through or pan right through it, you'll see all the features that it's got in terms of breakaway living zones, spacious bedrooms, and it's got the period charm with a bit more of a modern extension. Yeah,
so we've been open here for a couple of weeks so far. We're expecting interest between $1,190,000 to $1.3 million. Interest to date seems to be around that 1.2 mark so far. Goes to auction on Saturday the 16th of July at 12:30 p.m. Come on down if you're looking for a fabulous home with 5 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. This one surely could be for you. So another sale we had was 14 at 24 Rosella Street in Murrumbina, a 1-bedroom apartment sold at auction by Graham Callan for $256,500. Fantastic opportunity for the buyer that bought it. Smart investing, in my opinion, with term deposits being so low with the bank. He bought this property here for investment purposes, and you know what, for $256,500, great opportunity to park some money and collect the rent and see good capital appreciation in time. So congratulations on the purchase there.
Also, just wanted to bring your attention as well for some of the landlords or owners out there. We actually met a buyer at one of the open for inspections who ruled that property out However, we did have another one bedroom just around the corner in Blackwood Street in Carnegie, where we actually organised a private inspection because the property became vacant. It was a short period of time where the property was vacant because the tenant had moved out and they were about to secure a new tenancy. However, we took a buyer through, they liked it, and we ended up selling that property after 8 days being listed, which is really interesting.
And that's a good point of view. If everyone thinks that, that they need to sell through the whole bells and whistles of an auction with the whole marketing campaign, and like Aviv said that with that story there, we listed a property for private sale with no advertising, utilised our database, meeting buyers from other open for inspections, for this instance about Rosella Street, and managed to place a buyer to sell, and happy days as well. But so congratulations on your work there, Aviv. I'm always happy with these off-market sales as well. So the final sale that we should cover off on is the sale in Buran Road that Nikki Janover had alongside her colleague Limor Herskovitz for a fabulous townhouse at Unit 5 at 254 Buran Road, Ormond. A fabulous result there, $200,000 over reserve, $1,197,500 sold for this property. And I can tell you what, new entry point for a brand new town, not brand new actually, it's probably about 10 years old, this subdivision, this residence there, and a fabulous offering that was brought to the market, well perceived, multiple bidders, and over $200,000 over reserve. So congratulations to both vendor and seller on that one. Why don't we cover off on a few of the new listings for the month of July, Aviv? Why don't we start now? So the first listing we'd like to cover off on for the month of July is the fabulous offering we've got at 4 at 96 Mimosa Road in Carnegie. A fabulous 2-bedroom villa unit in a subdivision of 4 that goes to auction this Saturday on the 9th of July at 10:30 a.m. Expecting interest between $590,000 to $650,000 for this fabulous villa unit. Should be a good one. Daniel Rees and Dimitri Kellner have had a lot of buyers through over the last 3 weeks. It should be a cracker auction, and if you're looking for a fabulous first home, something a bit different from an apartment, and you can't afford those sort of bigger 3-4 bedroom townhouses, I reckon this is a good opportunity to get into the Carnegie market close to Kunang Road shops as well. Straight after that auction, I'm conducting Unit 3 at 24 Worrell Street, Carnegie, 50 metres away from our office, right next to Carnegie train station, in a near new subdivision, a fabulous 1-bedroom apartment, bigger than most. Should go really well. It's currently leased out at the moment through our agency, and it would suit both investor and first home buyer alike. So if you're looking for a large 1-bedroom apartment, looking to park some money in some quality investment, look no further than here. Another listing that we've got going to auction this weekend, and we're quite busy this weekend, Aviv, is 2B Carmody Street in Burwood, and Graham Callan's back in Burwood after selling the front unit in this subdivision a few months ago. 2B Carmody Street, Burwood, a fabulous offering on a 2-lot subdivision, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathroom over 2 levels in a top pocket of Burwood. Saturday the 9th of July at 12:30, that one goes under the hammer. Tell me, Aviv, what else do we have coming up?
We've also got an auction coming up on Saturday the 16th of July, 2 at 34 Adrian Street in Bentley East. Daniel Michmacher and Jeremy Rosens, great position just around the corner from GSAC, and also happens to be around the corner from one of my favourite cafes, Merchants Guild.
You love that one, Viv, and don't drink too many of those espressos, get the heart racing, and we might even have our coffee cart available on the day, but a great opportunity to buy in a fabulous pocket of the up-and-coming, or if not, ready moving Bentley East as a suburb.
Correct.
Speaking of Bentley East, I've got another offering that I'd like to talk about now, and that's the offering at 45 Chesterfield Drive in Bentley East. A nice 1950s style home, 4 bedrooms, 1 bathroom with a swimming pool in a top pocket of Bentley East, not far from Centre Road shops, in a position where people want to be. And the demand for homes in Bentley East, well, we've seen substantial growth, especially the last few years. So buyers out there looking to buy a fabulous home with scope to improve in time and update, look no further than here. So Aviv, as you know, we've become a bit of a specialist in selling single-level villa units, and especially in Glen Huntly, the suburb that I love because I happen to be a resident in Glen Huntly. And what address is this one, Aviv?
Number 1, at 205 Grange Road in Glen Huntly. It's a great single-level villa unit at the front of the block with 2 bedrooms. What I love about this one is the fact that it's got a separate kitchen meals area and dining room, which is great.
Yeah, potentially could partition off for a 3rd bedroom.
Correct.
But single-level villa units, as we've covered off before, like we talked about Mimosa, great, I call them small homes. The fact that no one's above you as well, how good is that?
Correct.
But at the same time, this one here is comfortable to move in. Our previous owner lived in here, or the sister did, and had it recently rented out in the past. So a great offering to the marketplace. Now, the last offering that I want to cover off on is this fabulous offering that Aviv and I have listed at 6 and 6A Wimmera Street in Ormond. And ironically, this one is definitely right next to the fabulous coffee shop, left field. So this one's straight out of left field. And how often do you get these to buy? And this, what we're selling, is a fabulous pair of Art Deco semi-detached homes on one title. An amazing offering to bring to the Ormond marketplace. And for you buyers out there, it started last week. So if you're looking to buy a fabulous piece of land on 851 approximately square meters of land with 2 homes on it, both rented out previously in the past by investor client, look no further than here, with scope to extend in time and further subdivision subject to council approval, of course. Expecting interest between 1.5 million to 1,650,000 in a top pocket of Ormond. Wimmera Street, as I said, right near that left field cafe, not far from Koonang Road and Leela Road shops and Packer Park, but an offering for a lucky buyer out there to further enhance in time, or a good opportunity to park some money. So we're very excited to bring that one to the marketplace, aren't we, Aviv?
Indeed, and the owner's had it for, how long has the owner had it for
Since
now?
the early 80s, and in time they thought to park some money in some quality investment like this. And how often do you get the opportunity to sell homes like this? And you know, the investment opportunity here for some lucky buyer to further extend. And I have my thoughts out there, but why don't you come to one of our open for inspections and check it out as per one of our advertised opens for inspection times.
And if you're a big fan of real estate like myself, and I love period homes, and what the attention to detail and just some of the Art Deco features are fantastic. It's really been well maintained. It's definitely worth inspecting.
No worries. So Viv, that wraps up in relation to the offerings we've got. So tell us a bit about what's sort of happening in sort of southeast suburbs, and especially around sort of Ormond. What's going on? As you told me on the weekend, what you were busy out driving around and seeing what's going on.
Indeed. Well, I actually finished work quite early at 2:30 p.m. on Saturday afternoon.
And it's not bad for a winter, 5:30 edging towards spring, but it's not too bad.
And on the way home, I happened to pass by Tommy Tucker on Centre Road, which happens to be one of my favourites because I just live around the corner in Bentley. And I happened to walk down to the boom gates and saw what's going on in terms of the level crossings, which is the part of the project of the North Road project, which is Ormond. Also, you've got the McKinnon Road in McKinnon and the Centre Road Bentley Station. The
improvements on Frankston line. So yeah, and I can tell you what, it's all happening there as well. When you're driving through there, I took my boys for a bike ride late Saturday afternoon and passed by the Egun Reserve Parklands to watch the Ormond Blues kick a few goals and beat Williamstown at the local park. But on the way there, my boys, who are fascinated with trains, went on a bike ride alongside myself to see what's happening with the North Road interchange there with Ormond train station. Check out the photos here, viewers, of the improvements, and you can see by them laying the cement down at the new station, and they're working pretty fast on this 24/7, I hear. And Ormond Station with a transformation alongside McKinnon and Bentley, it's all starting to happen, an improvement well needed, and I can't wait to see the eventual outcome there. But you know what, it's all starting to happen, and Ormond, I think, will just become better and better, or anything sort of along that train line on that Frankston corridor there will get improved in time, and I think people will gravitate more to that area now that the infrastructure is starting to happen. So viewers out there, last month we talked about our office renovations at 42 Koonang Road, Carnegie. The place is looking amazing now. Our reception there, it's fantastic. It radiates a great energy. So if you're looking for a fantastic office to talk real estate, feel free to come by, meet myself or any of the consultants from the office, but definitely check it out. And you can see by the photos now, you'll like what you see here, but we love our new surroundings and we'd love to see you there for any real estate discussions.
And if you're lucky enough, Leo will make you a great coffee.
Yeah, we'll do. So the election still in the mix. Will it be Liberal? Will it be Labor in next month's edition? I think you definitely will know. It's been great to have you on the show, Viv. You're definitely kicking goals.
Thank you.
And for those buyers and sellers out there, feel free to give Viv a call anytime. You're definitely one of those agents who will service your needs. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching the show. We look forward to seeing you at next edition. Thank you very much.